Hello, good afternoon, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode. And we have some big news today because Elaine Thompson-Herah, double Olympic champion, she has parted ways with Chanel Osborne, the former MVP coach that she basically joined forces with at the latter part of last season. Now, just a few months away from the Olympic Games, a lot of fans of Elaine Thompson-Herah, they're currently confused. They want to know what's happening. They want more details. However, Elaine Thompson-Herah's camp, tight-lipped. They're not commenting, or rather, they're not answering any calls to discuss the matter. And on the flip side, Miss Osborne's team refused to comment. They also indicated that they don't want any media or any press at the training sessions. What I expect from this situation is later on in the day or maybe tomorrow, we will have further details either from the subsequent newscasts or from insiders or from various sources. But before we even get to that point, I want to throw the question out there to my viewers and subscribers. What are your thoughts on this entire debacle? What are your thoughts on what's been happening with Elaine Thompson here? I know there's still time for the Olympic Games. It's summer next year, so there's still time for her to prepare and for her to get her house in order. But this is a big move again, and we saw when she left to join forces with her husband, and to make that partnership work. There were a lot of noise from folks in athletics. There were a lot of noise from folks even outside of athletics who wanted to see her do well. That move didn't work out, and then she joined forces with Miss Osborne, and we could see visible improvements at the latter part of last season. And in my opinion, at her best, I think Elaine Thompson-Herah will win the Olympics gold medal. I think if she gets her house in order, Shelley and Fraser Price, she's at the latter end of her career. I think this will be, but not even think, this will definitely be Shelley and Fraser Price's last Olympics. So I don't expect her to set the world on fire. I know she wants to go out on a high, but it's not a case where Shelley and Fraser Price will be going into the Olympics as the overwhelming favorite. I think we can all agree that that's not the case. Sha'Carri Richardson, on the other hand, I think she is at the peak of her career, and she is the one to beat. After all, she's the reigning 100-meter world champion. So going into the Olympics, bar injuries, so we're assuming that none of the athletes none of the athletes get injured. I think Sha'Carri Richardson is the one to beat over 100 meters. I think over 200 meters, it's a given that we have Shericka Jackson, who, again, she seems unbeatable on current form or on the form of last season. So Shericka Jackson going into the Olympics, I think she will be the heavy favorite for the 100 meters, for the 200 meters, sorry. But for the 100 meters, Sha'Carri Richardson, if Elaine Thompson-Herah isn't fit or if she isn't in the right state of mind, I don't think anyone can beat Sha'Carri Richardson. That's how good she is. And this coaching move, maybe this wasn't the right fit. I know initially when it was announced, they indicated that it was a short-term thing, so they were gonna explore and see how it works out. And if it's a good match, then they would extend it for a further few months or a few years, depending on how it was working out. No, I don't know what the conversations are behind the doors or behind the scenes of this one, but I I can't say it doesn't really look good from a neutral standpoint or for onlookers who are curious or who are fans of Elaine Thompson-Herah. It very much seems as if Elaine Thompson-Herah is the one here that's hard to please, or she's a problem, as Jamaicans would say. Now, I know each athlete, and as Morlove said, Elaine is not a new athlete. She has to know what she's doing. I just hope she will be strong enough to win her races. So these are seasoned athletes. These are athletes who are professionals and have been professionals for quite some time. So they must know what works for them and what doesn't. And when she made the bold move to move away from her husband's regime or her husband's coaching methods and to seek help elsewhere. I think that was a mature move, although I didn't agree with it in the first place, because it's my opinion that sometimes mixing business with pleasure, it may prove detrimental, and especially if you're married and your husband or your wife or whatever the situation is the one handing down instructions. Sometimes it may get a bit personal, and that's why I personally think it's always good to separate the two as much as possible. Now, in the athlete's case, or in athletics or in sports, athletes tend to get super emotional, right? They tend to get super emotional, and coaches can be, and this is speaking from experience, coaches can be quite rigorous at times. They can be even disrespectful, some may call it. So, based on their assessment of how you interpret things, or their, some call it tough love, some say their approach to coaching, it may not rub everyone the right way, right? Lane fit and fast lady getting dust on the track, even Jocko in danger with a fit and stronger Elaine. I agree, and I think Elaine Thompson-Herah going into Paris for the Olympics next year. I'm curious, like everyone here, like all my viewers and subscribers, I know we're curious to see who her coach will be, because a number of people are switching coaches. Like I think track and field are athletics coaches right now in high demand, especially the Jamaican ones. And with the top athletes in Jamaica, it's even more difficult, because you know that these athletes are expecting to strike gold. They're expecting to get on the podium. And with the Olympics just around the corner, I think it's gonna prove quite an interesting watch, and we're gonna see a number of headlines coming out on Brianna Williams, on Elaine Thompson-Herah, on all these athletes. I think Andrew Hudson as well said he wanted to train in Jamaica. So we're gonna be seeing a number of reports and newscasts on these athletes saying who they will be training with, etc. Again, still a lot of time before the Olympics, but these athletes need to be prepared and they need to get ready. And preparation, I've seen on Elaine Thompson-Herah's stories, she's been training, she's been putting in the work in the off season, but serious training will start very soon, and they will need to have something stable, a proper training plan in place if they are to get to the heights that they were, especially Elaine Thompson-Herah, the heights that she was a couple of years ago at the last Olympics. But I'm going to throw the question out there now to you, the viewers and subscribers. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Elaine Thompson-Herah will be ready for the Olympics? Who do you think her next coach will be? And what's your assessment of this entire situation where she has parted ways with Miss Osborne, the coach who had taken her on for the last couple of months, and some may say even gotten her back to, well, or gotten her close to where she was when she was on top of the world a couple of years ago. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. And remember, folks, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. We'll also be covering the Reggae Boys game next week, Tuesday, and that game will be played at the BMO Stadium in Toronto, Canada. So look out for coverage on that one. We'll be bringing coverage of the training sessions. We'll be getting some interviews with a couple of the players as well, kind of behind the scenes kind of thing, to ensure that our viewers and subscribers are kept up to date with the Reggae Boys as they travel. But this entire Elaine Thompson-Herah situation, this is what we're talking about now. And I want to hear what you, my viewers and subscribers, have to say. Elaine Thompson-Herah switching switching coach again. She switched to her husband. That didn't work out. She switched to Shanique, which seemed, or Shanique, Miss Osborne. I'll just leave it at Miss Osborne. And that seemed to have been working out, but obviously there were some things that weren't agreed on, and as such they parted ways. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that Elaine Thompson-Herah falls into the right hands, because we know she has all the talent. She has the talent to be a world beater. As we've seen, she's already been on top of the world twice. So remember, we're talking about the double Olympic champion. She hasn't done it once, but she's done it twice, right? And going into this Olympics, I know a lot of Jamaican fans will be expecting her to put on a treble. Yeah, they'll be expecting her to put on a triple double. All right. So, yeah, Elaine Thompson-Herah, we're curious to hear what your team has to say on this situation, and we'll be monitoring it closely. But for now, I'm throwing it over to the viewers and subscribers. What's your assessment? Leave it down in the comment section. Remember, smash the like button, subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Peace out. And remember, leave your comments down below. Have a wonderful day, guys. We'll talk soon.